TYT Sports. So on the undercard of Floyd Mayweather and Miguel Cotto, we have an interesting fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez, the undefeated 21-year-old from Mexico, and Sugar Shane Mosley, the veteran warrior that is 40 years old. They actually do have a lot in common in that Mosley's son is 21 years old. So I guess you could say that. Meanwhile, Mosley, by the way, he has never lost to a Mexican fighter. It's a 154-pound title fight, one that is very intriguing on both ends. Let me get your take first on Sugar Shane Mosley. Do you think this was the right fight for him to take, Robert?
I think it's the right fight to take for several reasons. One is that it's a high-visibility fight. It's a fight for which he'll be rewarded handsomely. But I do not think that it's a smart fight for Mosley to have taken in terms of his health.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is that he's fighting a young, big, strong fighter. He may have never lost to a Mexican before, but it's the first time for everything. And even though Canelo is far from being a perfect fighter, he's certainly there to be hit. But he is big, and he is strong, and he is aggressive. And his defensive liabilities aside, I don't know that, I simply do not know that Shane Mosley has enough left at this point, at the age of 40, at this point in his career, to really compete with Canelo Alvarez.
Shane Mosley, 46-7-1 with 39 knockouts. He will be making $650K to Canelo Alvarez's $1.2 million in this fight. Meanwhile, Mosley, as we said, undefeated against Mexican fighters, 21-0 is his exact total. Let's talk about Canelo for a little bit, though. You know, as we said, he's 21 years old. His last fight was against Kermit Cintron, which seems like a nothing fight. Would you say that this is his biggest test to date on his resume?
I would say that it is his biggest test to date. But it's not, again, I'd rather see him take bigger tests. He is a champion, and even though he's 21, he's still a work in progress and still growing as a fighter, maturing as a pugilist. I would still like him to step it up. I would like to see him fight competitive fights with people, if not his own age, at least not twice his age.
Yeah.
And Golden Boy would not have put Canelo in with Shane Mosley if they thought Canelo was going to lose, because Canelo is frankly the goose that laid the golden egg. That's
a very interesting point, and one that I actually never thought of. Very interesting way to look at it. Canelo, 9-1 favorite. Meanwhile, Mosley, his last 3 fights, anything but great. First, he lost to Pacquiao. He had the draw against Sergio Mora. He lost to Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he's not coming off good fights. So why exactly would he take this, I guess, is my question.
Well, I think the choices are limited for him. He's very limited. He's 40 years old. Not everybody wants to see him keep fighting. Anybody who has spoken to him or heard him speak at any press conferences, one can tell that the effects of all those years of fighting and all those years of punching and getting punched are affecting him.
Yeah.
He is slurring his words. He's barely audible much of the time. It's not a pretty auditory package, in my opinion. So there are a lot of people who would simply rather not see him fight at all. But he is a marquee name. Everybody knows Shane Mosley. It is a marquee fight, in part because he's fighting Canelo Alvarez, who's a huge star, especially in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the best fight out there for him.
For Canelo, you know, in May of 2010 when he fought Jose Miguel Cotto, as you said, he is there to get hit. And if you go back and watch that fight, Jose Miguel Cotto, landed a ton of punches. He got erratic, he got wild, he opened himself up, and he got hit. But meanwhile, Max Kellerman, this was a great quote, in one of his fights said, "He is Mexican, looks Irish, and fights George Foreman." An interesting way to assess it, don't you think?
Yes, an interesting way to assess it for a couple of reasons. One is that George Foreman, even though he had great power, his skills were so-so. One didn't know it because of his power. And I think the same thing applies to Canelo, frankly.
I would say that Mosley probably has to be quicker. He has to be fast. He has to, as you say, hit and not get hit, but also, you know, if he throws, he has to dodge punches. He has to roll under some of Canelo's punches and stay off the ropes, it appears. If Mosley wins, could he possibly have a rematch with Floyd Mayweather?
If he wins,
yeah.
I guess he could possibly have a rematch with Floyd Mayweather. I'm not sure that he's going to win, and I don't know who would want to see Floyd Mayweather fight Shane Mosley another time. There has to be somebody else for Floyd Mayweather to fight. Actually, there's this Filipino guy. I can't forget his name. What's his name, Rick? You would know his name.
I can't remember, man. I don't know.
It's Manny Pacquiao.
Oh,
there are other
yeah,
people
that's
out
right.
there. It was a trick question, sorry. But there are other people out there, for Mayweather to fight. One doesn't need to see Mayweather beat up Shane Mosley again, at least in my opinion.
I thought you were going to say Nonito Donaire. My bad. So now, for Canelo, if he wins this fight, could he possibly land a big payday with Floyd Mayweather?
He says he's ready. He says he wants it. He says within a year he's ready to fight Mayweather. It's, again, hard to believe he's going to be ready in a year. He will be a year older, and Mayweather will be a year older, but I don't know that Canelo is necessarily going to be a year better, frankly. And I don't think he's ready for Mayweather now. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know if he'll ever be ready for Mayweather. It would be a huge fight, but again, I don't know that why Golden Boy would want to sacrifice either of those fighters, since both of them are cash cows. I think there are better fights for both of them to make from a promotional standpoint.
Okay, I somewhat agree with you. However, the fans need a really big fight, and it would be very intriguing to see Canelo Alvarez fight Floyd Mayweather, even though their age differential along with this one is wide. However, don't you think that it would be the next best thing?
It might be the next best thing, but Canelo's young. I don't know why somebody that young would be put into the ring with someone that dangerous. I mean, the fans can want what they want, and the fans deserve to have what they want, but the fans do not always get what they want. They get whatever is presented to them. And yet they may buy what is presented to them, because that's part of the whole sort of hype machine, PR, et cetera, et cetera. But he's a young fighter, and I think there's no reason to put a fighter that young and with that much promise, certainly fiscal promise, in the ring with somebody who may, in fact, destroy him.
MGM Grand, Saturday night in Las Vegas, Nevada. I know that I'll be watching. Robert Exel will, of course, as always, be watching and covering it. You could read his stuff, as he is the editor-in-chief of boxing.com, and follow him on Twitter at boxing_com. Thanks so much, Robert. Talk to you next week.
Okay, Rick. Talk to you then.